This is another one of my latest creations. Can't say it's my own creation. It's actually a old Sterling kit called the puddle jumper. I'm trying to get a shot what it's supposed to look like. It's radio controlled. It was operated by using one of these little Cox 049 motors. And this is about 10 years in the building for me. I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. Found this kit at an old mom and pop hobby shop. And I converted it to electric radio control. Because Cox motors, they don't have throttle control on them. They run until they run out of gas. You can see here in the back right here, it's the gas tank. So I decided to make mine electric, and it's got speed control on it. And you noticed on the box there, it had one rudder pin on the back. I converted mine to 3. And electric motor's underneath that little plastic cowling there. That cowling came off the top of a room freshener kind of thing. The exhaust stacks or smoke stacks, what do you want to call them there, that's actually my airflow. The air goes into the scoop here and exits through the body, out through those tubes. It's to cool the ESC, the speed controller, and the battery and all that. Inside here we can see the radio gear. That green stripe, that's your power battery. Electronic speed control on the side of that, over here. Receiver, 1 servo. The only other thing, and it's got a little Velcro, hold the hatch on. The other thing is I had to modify was the prop guard wing. Because you can see the difference in size of propellers here. And what I did is I took some foam core poster board, 3 layers laminated, very thin veneer like plywood on front and back to give it some stiffness, and then I just covered it with some metal tape. Also, it's got a steerable tail wheel on it, 2 wheels up front, little skidders on the back corners to protect it. I don't know if I'd want to go into an open pond with this thing or whatever, but get a good open parking lot after a rainy day with some nice big puddles and even the snow, or even on the ice, maybe a little bit of, after it rains on the ice, you get some puddles of slush, whatever, it should go pretty good. And I did run it, test drive it down on my driveway a little bit. We'll get some video outdoors of it pretty soon. This is kind of a prelude to my ice racers. These are some little homemade scratch-built tether cars, Cox 049 powered. These are some 20-odd years old. It's something I started making. Well, actually, we made these when we were kids, me and my buddies and I. And we were using anything we could get our hands on. Scrap balsa wood and cardboard tubes, and we do whatever we could find for wheels, steal the wheels off our little brother's Tonka trucks or toy cars or discarded toy vehicles. And my dad was into model airplanes long before I was born, so he had plenty of wheels hanging around, and I would borrow, so to say, his wheels, which usually meant getting my ass kicked for not asking permission to take them. And I swear to man, had some kind of martial arts training too, because he had this wicked ninja backhand that would come flying out of the middle of nowhere and strike you down. But you can see here the little strings that are attached. Drove a nail spike into the pavement, attached to a washer and a string, about a 10-foot string, and just let them run loose. This one here, this is my lightest and fastest of the cars. It's made out of cooking skews, plastic wheels that came off of other model airplane kits or something. That's Cox 049. These here, this used the TD-049 when it had a gas tank mounted here. And it was just something I showed my kids how to make, and some neighborhood kids that were hanging around showing them. And we also made rocket-powered cars too. Basically, looked like an Estes rocket without the fins, but it was mounted on wheels. And we got some video of that on some home film. We'll try and get some of that film for you. But that's something what I did. These are prelude to my ice racer. This one here, this was the very first one we built. It's all out of scrap wood. Had a Cox 049 engine on the back pushing it. Dual rudder control. Something seems to be hanging up. The front was pretty rigid as far as the steering went. Did a lot of fishtailing when it did run. Second one here, again, it's mounted on skis. This one here, this particular one, just the front one turned. I had to go a little bit wider because snow was kind of powdery and they were sinking in and preventing it from going. And this one here is in my other video. I already mentioned about it. You can see Cox push-a-prop, 3-bladed prop on it. All made out of scrap wood. Just something to tinker with, something to play in the snow with.